This is Colin Mac 24, and today I'm going to be doing a review on several fishing lures and soft plastics. First, I wanted to start out with the Triggerfish. It's called the Triggerfish, the steerable fishing lure, something like that. It's got the name on the back, really nice. And this bait has every topwater action that any bait does. It's got all the topwater actions. It has a buzzer on it. You can steer it, you can wake it, you can twitch it underwater, you can buzz it, you can chug it, you can do everything. The setbacks for it, you've probably noticed the green color and the pink on it. That doesn't look natural. I put that on there because the hooks scratch up all along there. It makes a little circular scratch mark when you use it. But other than that, this lure's lasted me a good while. And the next bait I would like to go over is these right here. They are power bait, 12 inch. Let me get the camera focused here. I don't know if you can see that. 12-inch power worms, a Berkley power bait. I'll show you what these are like. Those are some long worms. That's how long it is in relation to my arm. Pretty long. Yeah, you mostly catch big bass on that. I don't think you can catch little bass on that. I have caught a bass on this bait though. Was about this much of the bait right here. I caught a bass on this that was about that big, so I thought that was impressive. Just to go show bass will bite anything that you throw at them. Well, most of the time. Alright. This is the other bait I would like to go over. This is a Kevin Van Dam Square Bill Sexy Shad. This bait's good for, I think it goes about 4 feet. And it's really good for bass in the spring when they're active, chasing quick stuff. This bait's really good for that. It's got some, doesn't have any rattles in it. But that's okay, you need a quiet bait sometimes. And for when I need a loud bait, I have this bait. I don't know if you can hear that. I've got this bait. It's cotton cordell or something like that. It's another Sexy Shad. But this has been an all-around good bait. It deflects off cover very well due to its square bill. When it goes along the bottom, it catches something, you just stop reeling for a second, it floats up and you can keep going. It won't get caught on anything. That's how that works. Another cordell bait. This lipless lipless crankbait, yeah. And it's really good. Got a nice rattle in it. People call them rattle traps. Very shiny color, good for when the water's a little bit murkier. I don't like to use this in the winter because the bass are spooky and they don't like to bite. So that's when I use this bait. This right here is a totally custom bait. And this right here is my custom coffin bill crankbait. It has more of a tighter wobble to it. It used to be Strike King, but I did so many modifications to it. I bent the bill down, so it's got a steeper dive angle. I replaced the front hook because it got rusty. Back hook's still there, the original rusty one. but that's alright. I scratched the paint off the belly, that way it's got a light belly, dark top. It's what most fish look like. Still got the red eyes, needed to keep those because I love the red eyes. As you can see, I customize a lot of my baits. I don't know why I took the front hook off. I think I needed it for something else. Okay. Those are the baits I wanted to do reviews on. And right now it's winter, so I'm going to show y'all what I use for winter fishing. Okay, here's my setup. I use a Shimano Compre graphite rod. I don't even know what kind. This is a Avenger reel. I don't know what brand it is. It's Okuma, I think. Yeah. It's an Okuma reel. Pretty nice. It's got some braid on it. Don't remember what pound test. But pretty nice rod and reel combo altogether. Very sensitive, very lightweight. This rod is 7 foot. I like long rods. Get a good long cast. That's what she said. In the winter, my favorite thing to do is get a wacky rig going on. That's where you just take a regular J-hook and rig it in the middle of a worm, and it gives it a nice twitching action. That's my #1 thing to use in the winter. I'll show you what worms I usually use. Hold on here. I've got a lot of soft plastics, so it might take me a second. Hold on, it might be somewhere else. Oh, it's looking like they decided to run off, which happens a lot. Oh well, we can go over these. You can basically wacky rig any type of worm, but I prefer a shorter worm because they're a shorter, thicker worm because they're tougher. That's also what she said. The fish in the winter, they're kind of unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to be doing, but a good rule of thumb is you're going to have dark baits and you're going to have light baits. Now, I'm not saying to use this for like pond fishing where the bass are about, for me, about 3 inches long. So anyway, I wouldn't recommend using a worm this big because you're not going to catch anything. But anyway, the bass, you don't know what they're going to be biting that day, but it's either going to be a light color, like the bubblegum pink zoom worm that I have here, or it's going to be a dark color, like this Powerbait 12-inch Godzilla worm. Let's see, what else? What do I catch them on with lure-wise? Believe it or not, when a warm day comes in the winter here, you can get a spinnerbait out. I mean, don't use one of these that are this big unless the bass, you know they're big, which I know where to use this, but I don't use it everywhere. And another thing is keep changing baits. If something's not working, try something else. Try a different color, different technique, something. Now this bait, this is a Bass Pro Shop worm. I don't believe they sell these anymore. Really, really old worm. It's got 2 hooks in it. And you tie the line right here in this little loop. But anyway, this worm, there's no such thing as a short hookup with it. To catch the bass, all you have to do is basically just tighten your line and you're going to have them. Because it's got 2 hooks, and if the first one doesn't catch them and he has time to get to the second one, then they'll both get them. It's guaranteed catch. Now, if you live in a place where the bass are ridiculously small, like most of the fish around here, except for some secret key spots, you're going to want to use a little grub. I have a little old chartreuse grub here. Well, it was chartreuse, but these work fantastically. And that wasn't good. I knocked the glass over. Hope it wasn't filled up. Alright, so anyway, and one of these, a rooster tail. Now these, they can be a little big for some really tiny small bass. I'm talking about that big. I've caught them before, so anyway, these, it's got a treble hook on the back, so it's going to be easier for them to get down. Something else you might try and use in the winter, I'm not going to go over that because that doesn't work. As well, I don't really have any on hand, but jigs. Now, with jigs, you really don't, this is a big rabbit fur jig that I don't remember where I got it. Some fishing club, something like that. Big rabbit fur jig. I wouldn't highly recommend using this, but, it works. You gotta have some scent. Look at me stroking it here. It's that soft. You gotta have some scent on it. Just a regular jig, they're alright, but with some scent and a trailer, like I might put a bubblegum pink worm on this. That way you have light and dark, double team, going for gold right there, getting some collateral fish. Alright, but with these, you might want to trim the weed guard down some, because you honestly don't need that much weed guard, because if you have too much weed guard, it also acts as a bass guard, and you don't want that. So you might want to trim your weed guard a little bit, some. So jigs work. I've got buzz baits, spinner baits, everything you can imagine. I spend all my money on fishing. Let's see here what I got. No, man, I wish I had my expert bait on me. I don't know where it went. But anyway, alright. I think I've gone over what they eat in the winter. Well, if they're a little more active, I've been told this by Outdoor Kid 87. You want a swim bait. Now, I went out and got this just because he said it, and I have had a lot of luck. I don't know why I just got around to it, but it's got a jointed body, and it's tiger colors, because I'm quick like a tiger and I'm awesome. It's got a rattle in it. It's got an O-ring. It's just beautiful. I don't remember what brand it is, but beautiful to fish with. These work awesome in the winter. Thank you, Outdoor Kid 87, for that. And I saw something similar to that in the store when I went. It's a Bill Dance dancing eel, or I believe. Looks like this, red. Got a bill like the swim bait. Also got a rattle and a treble hook, but a tail. It gives it a nice wiggly action. Good for bass in late winter, early spring. Anyway, I believe that's about all for bass fishing in the winter. Now, I would like to thank Outdoor Kid for helping me out on YouTube. And go check out his channel and watch some of his videos. I'm getting some of my stuff from him, so I can't take all the credit. So go visit Outdoor Kid 87 channel and maybe subscribe to him, subscribe to me. When I get 100 subscribers, I will be giving away a random pack of power bait or something like that. Just y'all message me about what y'all want, and we'll see.